Welcome to the World of Art with Paul Crimi. We're going to do a whole series of paintings today. I'm going to show you one at a time. This is an ocean scene. This was the first one I did, and I hadn't painted black and white for a long time. And when I was a little kid, I painted tons and tons of paintings in black and white. In fact, I took a portfolio to the museum school in Boston, and I was like 13 or 12, maybe 12. And the whole portfolio was filled with black and white paintings in pen and inks. And the principal of the dean loved my work and said I could come on Saturday, but not to tell anybody how old I was. So this is one of the first ones I've done in a long time, other than geraniums that I did. So I'll take this out of the way and I'll put it over here. And the second one, you'll see things will change a little in the second one. I want to put these in order so that you can see the way I started. Good, now they're in order. So this would be the second one, this one here. And I don't know if it's finished, but I love the sky and I love the water and I love the sand and stuff. It has really nice soft sky. I was going to put a couple of seagulls in. I still may. I don't know if it's finished. You know, sometimes you look at these things. I look at them for months and months and months. Sometimes I finish them years later. There's no hurry in me anymore. At 77, I have one speed, slow motion. And so that all of the sky and the water and the rocks, it's just so touching the canvas very delicately, getting that action, getting that movement, getting the feeling of the water. And it has a really soft quietness about it. And that's what I love. I love it to have something to say to you. It speaks to you. That's the second one. So it changed from the first one. The first one was kind of dark. This one's kind of light. So they're going to get better as I start and I keep doing. Now I did one with a little activity in the water. So this one here really got some stuff going on. The water's coming over the rocks, it's crashing. It's Black Rock Beach in Cohasset, and there's a seagull flying in from the storm, getting away from the storm. Now you're starting to see stuff. You're starting to see the movement, the activity. The sky has this beautiful cloudness. All of this stuff is done freely. It's not studied, it's not painted, it's not sketched. It's just, it is painted, I'm sorry. It's just painted. It's just happening. And it's happening as I'm doing it. I don't plan it, I don't think about it, I just do it. You know, you get caught up in can I do this? Can I do that? Is this the way to do it? Is this not? Nonsense. The trouble with most artists is they think too much. I'm saying to you, if you want to be a great painter, just paint. Paint from here, paint from there, put them together and paint. Then you'll have something great. You only become great after you've done 1,000 paintings. A friend of mine once said to me, Paul, how can I be as good as you? I said, the first 1,000 you can put away. The second 1,000 you're going to be half as good as me, and the third 1,000 you'll be as good as me. People don't want to do the effort, the work, this constantly painting, constantly thinking of what to paint. A lot of my work comes from photographs too. I take thousands of photographs and have boxes and boxes full of photographs. But some of these paintings are just painted from my soul, from my imagination. Now this one here came from a photograph in Maine. And it's got this little sailboat in the back and this beautiful water in the foreground and the clouds and the sky and the trees over here. Every painting you do has a personality, has thought, has feeling, has emotion. And people say to me, oh, I love what your painting looks like. How did you get it to look like that? I said, by painting it, by not thinking anything else in my head but the painting and putting the paint on the canvas, going over it and over. I changed this water about 10 times. Finally, I said, I'm going to leave it that the water's coming in, it's on the sand. This is a little peak of an island, and the trees are over here, and that little tiny sailboat is right there with the little rowboat behind it. So every single painting has its own personality. It's its own love affair. You know, when I look at this and I study it and I say, I feel the presence of this particular painting. So I think in my heart and in my mind, they're getting better. And each and every one of them will have a different story to tell, a different idea. Now this one here came from a photograph also in Maine. I love Maine. I love going up there. I had a great friend and we used to go up every year for a couple of weeks and stay at a friend of mine's cottage. She never charged me anything. She just said, you can come anytime, Paul, just let me know. And so we went up for years and years and years, and now he's got a house up there. His mother-in-law passed away, and the son gave him this house, and he's got this beautiful house in Maine. So you see, it's got a nice quietness, the soft gray up here in the sky, and then the darker gray for the water, and then all of the activity on the rocks here. So it has three kinds of things going on. It has the activity on the rocks and the water. It has the quietness right in here, and then it has a soft gray sky and the little tiny sailboat. I'm not painting masterpieces. I'm painting paintings that have feeling. It brings you into the painting, and you start to feel the movement and the way it looks. Painting has a story to tell. Every artist that paints tells a story. I just did this one just the other day, and I worked on this one for about 4 or 5 hours. It kept changing. I had all kinds of stuff in the foreground, and I said, this is getting too busy. So I put this little rocks on this side and this side, and with the water coming through, and with the 3 seagulls. And it has a quietness about it that I like, and it's activity that I like. It's got the water moving, and it's got the birds coming in. So it's telling a little story, you know, that the birds have had enough, they're coming home, they want to go sit down for a while or look for some food. So that kind of thing, it goes through my mind as I'm painting. It didn't look finished until I put the 3 seagulls on there. And when I put the 3 seagulls on, it felt like it was complete. Black and white has a really powerful statement in my heart. I love to do it. It's just that I don't want to get caught up in the fact that I'm doing it all the time, but I am doing a lot of it lately. So the next one I did from a photograph. I have a friend of mine that has a house on the Duxbury-Pembroke line. He used to be a minister for a church right there, and this barn is in his yard, and these are passion flowers, and this is a Swedish fence that he has. And you know, I did this in color, and it came out really nice. I did 3 or 4 of his paintings, photographs of this in color, and I've sold a couple of them, got really good money for them. And I wanted to do a black and white one, and you think it was easy, but this trees and the flowers and the fence and the barn, it took a lot of determination, attitude, and I just kept working on it and working on it. I think this door is a little off, but I don't care, because I felt like that tilt pushed you towards the flowers, pushed you towards the trees. And you don't realize that it's tilted a little, or the fence has something to do with pulling you into this side of the painting. But everything an artist does for a reason. He's directing you to look at certain parts. The fence pulls you across to this black spot. This black spot takes your mind right inside the barn. The flowers bring you all the way over here, and they make you look at them, and they're passionate flowers. And it's a passionate painting. And the whole entire painting has so much to story tell. The trees, the sky, the barn, the fence. You know, and you say to yourself, wow, this really came out nice, and I love the feeling of it. So each and every painting you do, when you do, gets better and better, because you're getting better and better. If you do 100 or 200 paintings on paper, and then you say, I want to do one on canvas, that's the beginning. You know, some people say, I want to paint on canvas right away. And I say, well, go ahead. You're going to have some trouble finding your way. This is the painting of the North River in Norwell. I took a photograph of it. I've painted it in color 3 or 4 times, maybe 3 times. I gave my youngest daughter one of them. Gorgeous, gorgeous painting. I worked on it for like a month. It came out beautiful. This painting I did the other day, last week, and I worked on it for 3 hours. And I just love the depth in it, how it pulls you in. And this is from a photograph also. A lot of my stuff, but I never paint photographically. I don't like it because if you're going to paint a painting photographically and every single thing is like the photograph, it's no longer a painting, it's a photograph that you've painted. I want to keep it as a painting. I want it to have all of the movement and all of the attitude and the color. There's no color, but black and white is the fact of all color. It directs, everything is in the Oriental people or the people of that race. They say that if you do it in black and white, you don't need color because it has it all. And I understand what they're saying because when I paint in black and white, I get so caught up in everything that I do. I love to do it. It's a passion with me. So I've done maybe 9 here. I'm probably going to do maybe 9 more, 18 or maybe 19. And I'm going to put them away because I think, although I think I sold one, the one I'm going to show last, somebody told me they wanted to buy it, and so that might happen. So selling the paintings is a difficult thing. You know, I want the people to appreciate the painting if they're going to buy it. And if they appreciate it, then I give them a better price. So you have people that just think about art as an investment. It is an investment. It's probably the greatest investment you'll ever make because maybe you'll make some real serious money. But that's not the most important thing about art. Art is something that gives you peace, joy, and love. So I've painted this particular painting. There's one up there and there's one over there, and my friend paid me to paint one. But this was the newest one, and this is the painting that somebody wants to buy, the little boy on the rocks. And he's standing there looking at the ocean and pointing, and he's saying, "What a beautiful day." And so this is, I think, down in Nantasket Beach. I do a lot of photographs of Nantasket Beach and a lot of rocks in the water in that particular area with this. So I've done two adults on the rocks. Now I've done this kid on the rocks. And it has a really beautiful quietness. One of my favorite artists was Norman Rockwell. Oh, when I was a little kid and I would deliver the paper, the Saturday Evening Post, and I'd look at the cover of the painting, it would take my breath away. I think he was one of the greatest ever in this country, in the American, to paint. Anything that he did is magnificent. And they're starting to sell his paintings for millions and millions of dollars. So people are starting to recognize the talent that Norman Rockwell had. And talent isn't the key. It's attitude, it's devotion, it's I'm going to do this, and never giving up. The attitude of doing what you really love to do and keep at it. And then you're going to learn to be what you want to be. Thank you. God bless. Good day.